expensive of a hobby in comparison to other hobbies, but
It's expensive to start, probably.
yeah. Like a hive of bees costs around 150, and then the boxes also cost around 150. And statistics are, every year you lose about a third of your hives. Unless you have a really good year, it makes up for it. So it's best to have like 3 hives, 2 or 3 hives. So then you have to have double that in order to like ensure that you don't lose your bees in your first year, like in the first few months.
Yeah.
Because they'll swarm if they don't like their home, or if they expand really quickly and you don't have another box for them to split into and create another hive from.
Yeah, I told Joe he's living my Conan Exile's dream, because he's gonna start throwing up beehives, and then he's got his leather worker thrall, because his dad makes leather saddles. It's just got him out there fucking working away. I was thinking. Oh, sorry.
So Utah's the exile lands then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can. I was actually thinking about the bee thing like 3 or 4 months ago. I was like, man, next year that would be really cool to do like a little hive. Because Alex's
have
dad
nowhere
is
to
gonna
put
do
one.
it. I know. Plus, if anybody was allergic nearby, they'd just get fucked because there's no space.
Oh, I think in city limits down there it's illegal.
God damn it.
Utah towns are not very friendly to the bees. If you're in like unaffiliated areas though, or if you're in like a really rural area, you can kind of get away with it. Like no one will care. As long as no one knows you have bees, you're good.
How do the hives work? I mean, do they leave and come back and shit, or what? Like, I assume so, right?
Worker bees, yeah.
You just give them a home and they just chill and you take their honey?
It's more complicated than that. It's all seasonal. It's all dependent on like when nectar is out and stuff like that. But
Well,
basically,
yeah.
there's depends on the type of like boxes you get. There's something called a Langstroth hive, which is the stacks you see on the side of the freeway near some fields. And then there's like a top bar hive is what they call it. And they're just like these contraptions that encourage bees to build their wax in a certain way that it's easy for harvesting. You set it up as a box, set it up in a good location. You allow the bees a certain amount of space to feed themselves honey that they gather, and also to fill their like hives with like larvae and stuff like that as the queens laying eggs. And then like when the bees have a really good like harvest, they will create honey in excess. And when they do that, that's what you take. Is you take the honey they won't need for winter. And those Langstroth's hives are basically designed so that, you know, the bees use the first 2 boxes for their brood and their honey stores, and then the 3rd box is yours. And you harvest that, you know, once or twice a year. If that, you know, depending on how good the year is. And you can get honey and wax and stuff from that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Harvest field.
You gotta pull the mic the rest of the way out of your ass.
Yeah, you're having mic problems.
Who, me?
Yeah. It's all very, very scratchy. Like you're rubbing it against your shirt.
That's weird.
Yeah. Fuck, you guys ready?
Let me go to the bathroom one last time.
that sound any better?
No, it's still
No.
pretty scratchy.
Really? I don't know what's wrong.
It's like make your teeth kind of hurt, scratchy sound. It's like.
You know, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna reset my PlayStation.
Alright. I'm good. No one else on who wants to come join?
You what?
Is there no one else who wanted to come join?
Not that I saw.
Alright.
Did you see that video I sent the other day?
The TikTok link?
Yeah.
No. I don't have TikTok.
You don't have to. It'll like open it up in its own browser.
I don't support
Chinese propaganda.
Chinese communist propaganda. No.
I don't either, but it was really funny. It was Biden like talking and then Trump interrupting him, and then the moderator was like, "Could you let him finish, sir, please?" And then Biden's like, "He doesn't know how to do that." And then the camera goes over to Trump, and he's like licking his lips and like raises his eyes, and he's like, "You'd be surprised." I laughed for like 10 minutes at that. I was like, "Oh my god." It's like, man, it's like the good old days in the 2016 Republican conventions where they're like doing mom jokes and shit. Everyone's
That's not good old days. This is not good old days.
I fucking love it.
This is bad old days.
I
This
fucking
is
love
really terrible.
Do I sound any better or no?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
sound better right now.
Okay, cool. Let's reset my PlayStation.
Damn.
Alright, so whenever you guys are ready.
Yeah, I hate that fucking TikTok app, though. It's like a personal avarice, though, for me.
I hate it.
Alex,
I
use it a lot.
like hate what it is too, like outside of where it comes from.
Oh, I do too, yeah.
Hate
It's so
it.
painful. And then I have to hear the same fucking song like 7 million times, because really, it's not creativity unleashed or whatever they claim. It's one person's creative and then 1,000 people copy them. And I have to hear the same fucking thing over and over and over. And then there's like parodies of things that become the thing, and I'm like, God, this is so fucking stupid. You've got a parody of something that was real that's now more real than the thing that was real before. Your fucking app.
Hey, did you catch Zach saying his weird Patreon phrase?
Oh. Yeah.
Because I saw that comment in Discord before I listened to the episode, and then when he said it, I was like, oh my gosh. There it is. Now we know. It's called hentai.
Yeah.
You know when you're sporting girls on Patreon. Oh boy.
I do think it would be funny if we did a...
You gotta get that old school Schweiss in there. I don't think you would have let that pass. Are you getting soft, Schweiss?
Hey, maybe.
I gotta just bring out someone's dirty laundry in the middle of the episode?
Gotten yelled at too many times for it, I guess. Everybody wants it to be, like, not personal anymore. It's pathetic.
No, they don't want it to be political. And certain personal things, I think, off the table.
Some of the funniest moments we've ever had have been from extremely personal things. Like that... that one where I was like, well, I mean, one of us here has already seen this. Because it was that question of, would you rather watch your dad jerk off to completion or your brother?
Oh, yeah, but that's... Only you know what that means. That's not very clear.
I know. It's for me, but man, when I re-listened to that, I laughed so fucking hard at that. Craig's just like, You're like, don't say anything. Anything you say makes it worse. And then he says, yeah, and I'm like, oh! Yeah?
It's the wrong reaction.
Yeah, you can't say anything, like, truly.
Schweiss, are you gonna freaking do this?
Yeah.
You gonna start this dungeon? Yeah. I got a write today. I haven't done that yet. I've done everything else I need to, though.
Holminster switch. What? Am I not party leader?
Oh, I guess I am. When you dropped out, I'll give it back to you.
Oh, okay.
Holminster. Stop being such a Holminster.
Mincing those holes.
Minsting. M-I-N-S-T-E-R. Minsting. What does it mean? Alright, well, I put this game down for 2 months, so I have no...
Time to shake off the rust.
Yeah. Whew. I mean, I was already rusty, and I'd, like, slowly gotten back into it, but... That's footage of, Oregon right now. It's a reckoning. Alright, Curious X.
This is a big bear.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to keep regen on everybody. Or on the tank anyway. I'm just trying to remember how to do my job after this wait.
The same thing happened to me. I wasn't really up to snuff on my damage and shit either. I'm still learning my rotation, which is sad.
It's gonna end up changing a little bit as you level up anyway.
Yeah, I've got a little thing that's like the rotation for this expansion, and I'm following that. There's a couple things that I can't do, but I just kind of don't worry about those. God. Just leave me alone!
Leave Brittany alone! Just leave her alone! Woo! Woo!
Getting crazy in there? It's annoying because I usually have my fucking rotation on my computer, but I'm still updating.
Oh! Pretty intense fight. Made some stuff drop from my desk. Oh, why are they attacking me? Ooh, I leveled up.
What are you at? 73?
Yeah. No, 70. Well, it says 72 here. I think it is 70. Like 4 or something. What is this? Okay. Oh!
All on AoE.
Yeah, the AoEs don't get any easier in this game, in this expansion.
Stupid girl. What these? What? Ooh, crap. Ow! Nice. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Someone help!
Anyone good in the chat, Schweiss?
No one said a word.
Losers. A little distracted for a second. Huh. Oh, I do have a Suna. Okay. I was like, where the heck is it on my hotbar? I'm a dummy. What is this?
Some Dream Theater music going on here.
Do I say I have to be so far from everyone?
Yes.
That means I have to heal you separately. And things like that happen.
Stack on choice.
Nah, I'm gonna let him die. Oh! Once the Schweitzer boy has a death fish. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Man, I got like 3 thunder procs in a row there. Your eternal reward.
It's odd when AC/DC is looking for singers, they just go with like the weirdest sounding people ever. Like, I'm wondering if that's a voice they put on or if that's just like how they sing.
Yeah, well now they've got Guns N' Roses guy, Axl Rose.
Axl Rose. He actually didn't sound terrible. I saw a little bit of a
Did he
live
go
show.
like, "You're bound by the strong"?
No, he actually does fairly well. Like I saw a little bit of a live concert of Axl Rose singing for AC/DC. It wasn't bad.
I didn't know they, I didn't know they were. So I heard like the last singer couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, he went
Yeah.
deaf. Lost all his hearing, so he can't sing.
Lost all his hearing, or just functionally for being a singer lost his hearing?
I think
Well,
it's...
he's probably the type that never wore earplugs on stage.
Yeah, I don't think he did. Maybe him and Lars should make a band. The Tone Deafs. It's fucking all deaf people. Although I don't think Lars is deaf. I just think he has really bad tinnitus.
He has tinnitus, yeah. I know he has tinnitus because he said so in some school documentary about protecting your hearing. Available for the public school system. Quit the band.
Break that chain. Attack that chain, Joyce.
Woo!
Yeah, he kind of telegraphs his attack before he does it.
I saw it, I just couldn't get out of the way in time. What is that?
He's gonna do it.
Oh God!
Yeah, he's
Sting it
moving,
twice.
he's moving clockwise. Just move around the thing clockwise.
Sorry, Schweiss, I can't stop moving right now. I'm gonna get hit. Oh! But at least Schweiss will be alive. Oh, I'm gonna get hit again!
Oh, damn it.
Oh God!
Schweiss, don't get hit.
Fuck!
Schweiss.
Oh God!
I saw that happening. I got very angry right before it. Although these rocks are... Oh!
Yeah, they're not quite as... They're not quite what they claim to
Crap. Dang, we made it so far! Crap!
It's alright, these guys got it.
He's got enough health to... Man. Thought we were doing good outside of Schweistein for no reason all the time. Never break the iron chain. I guess when he's spinning around like that, there must just be like a small section where you get into. When he's spinning normally, it's really easy to get out of the way for everyone else. But when it's spinning, there's bombs, there's mines going off all over the place. A little more difficult.
Yeah, he mostly just stay on the side and away from his tail.
Woo! Looks like Mr. Water Noose from Monsters Inc.
Yeah, he does.
It's releasing its ether. Fall back. We cannot let it touch us. Quickly, my lord, we must withdraw.
That will not be necessary, Captain. Though I appreciate your concern. The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down, another has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether relinquished by its predecessor. But now we have a way to contain that corruption. The blessing of light, and the hero who wields it now stands before you. Behold! The monster's power is broken, and the world, twisted by its touch, returns to its rightful form.
It's so beautiful.
The sun is setting. The warrior of darkness has come.
Is that what I think it is?
Talk about light pollution, Jesus.
Sky. As it should be.
Who are you people? You killed a warden, then bathed in its ether as if it were a spring shower, and now the sky? The legends are true. My lord?
How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one possessed of her blessing. For you. You have vanquished the Light Warden of Lakeland, and for the first time in a century, darkness has returned to the mantle of night. Without the ever-present light to sustain them, the Sin Eaters will have no choice but to retreat. Yet our victory is far from complete. Though darkness has fallen here, the other wardens yet bask beneath burning skies, feasting upon what little life remains. Even should it cost me all I have, I would see each and every one of them slain, that this world might be spared from oblivion. Not only for the first, but for the source as well. Save one, and we save the other. But be that as it may, I concede it was wrong of me to summon you to this fight against your will. I swear, on my life, I will one day atone for that deed. But for the present, I beg you, stay and see this fight to its conclusion. Cast down the wardens and restore darkness to the first. On behalf of the first, I offer you my deepest thanks.
I understand there is much at stake here, Exar, but why do you risk yourself so readily? It must have been a dangerous drain on your ether to summon even one person across the rift.
I do it for my people, of course. To give the Crystarium the tomorrow it deserves.
That is true now, yes, but the city had yet to be built when you first called forth the Crystal Tower. I'm simply curious to know what prompted you to commit yourself so completely to this particular course.
There are things which we can ill afford to lose. And sensed from the first that I had a part to play in preserving them. Forgive me. I fear the events of the day may have taken their toll. Despite appearances, I am an old man. One burdened with many difficult memories, some too painful to recall.
Well then, I'm sorry for pressing you. It's a family failing, I'm afraid.
One which has served us well more often than not. Needless to say, we will continue to fight at your side until the last Sin Eater is defeated.
Come then, my warriors of darkness. Let us gather the surviving villagers and make our way back to the Crystarium.
Well, it looks like we have 12 more quests until the next dungeon. How much time do you have, Joe?
I'm sure those 12 quests are going to take a few hours. But, no, I'm just going to do the dungeon today. We can do the quests on our own. I'll probably use up Monday for it.
You don't want to get to it by Monday and then do it together Monday?
No, I really don't want to do Monday nights. I don't mind coming together like on a 1 o'clock on Saturday or Sunday, but...
Well, when do you get done?
I have work at 5:30 in the morning. I really don't want to stay up past like 10.
Well, we can try to meet earlier on Mondays.
Yeah, afternoon.
Well, that's what I was saying, but you were saying no to that before, so...
I can try to make it. I mean, what time? You said you'd be willing to play till 10?
Yeah, that means we would have to start a dungeon or something at 9. Or before. Not say 9 o'clock and then I'll see you at 9:45.
Yeah.
Can't be doing that.
Yeah, we can try like 5 o'clock. That way I have half the day with the family. I mean, we have what, like 20, 40. We have 83 quests left, so we gotta start, you know.
Alright. How many dungeons and, or things we can do together left?
So we've got Dawn Meg, a dungeon, and then the Dancing Plague. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like 8 more things. There's some big gaps between some of them, but then others are like right next to each other, so.
Well, do you want this to take 1 month or 2 months?
1 month.
So 2 a week.
Okay. So that would mean that we would have to go if we're gonna do 2 weeks starting now, we did Holminster Switch.
So the best thing for your schedule and mine, the times that we can meet up are these 3 days, and that's it. So what would have to happen is on Saturdays we meet up for one, and then on Monday we meet up for the other.
Yeah.
It took me a little over a week to finish doing like at least 8 hours a day.
Well, so that would mean like we play enough from Monday through Saturday, or excuse me, like Tuesday through Saturday. Tuesday to Saturday.
Expect at least 40 hours.
That's a bunch of quests. And then between today and Monday, do a bunch of quests.
Yeah.
And we'll meet up Monday. If you can do 9 o'clock on Monday, that'd be great. I don't know what time Jace goes to bed.
Yeah, he goes to bed at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, I believe, usually. There's a bunch of people that got, or at least a kid that got COVID, though, so he's been staying home. Just doing schoolwork here.
Well.
But he's supposed to go to bed around 8:30, I think. So, I mean, we could get to Don Meg. Just fucking stupid name.
Change his clock so that it says 8:30. Move his clock forward half an hour. I'm not kidding.
We can do it at 9, because then you should be done.
That
like
way
that.
you could that way you put him to bed at 8, and you get like 30 minutes of leeway there, so it's a little easier on you.
Yeah.
It's an idea. That way you're not like all hectic. Because if like he has to go to bed at 9, I know you guys are probably not having a good time in the hour before that. So,
yeah.
In order to get you on at 9, that's an idea. Do some mind tricks.
Well, we have 12 quests to get to Don Meg, and then 8 to get to the Dancing Plague, which is a fight. And then after that, it's...
Okay, let me write this down. You can follow along. Alright, so we have 12 quests, and then Dancing Meg.
Don Meg.
Don Meg. And then 8, and then...
Yeah, and then Dancing Plague. And after that, we go. And after that, it's 20 until the Kitana Ravel.
Okay.
And then 18 until
Jeez.
Malika's Well.
Okay.
And then 15 till Mount Gulg and the Crown of the Immaculate.
Those are just 2 in a row?
Yeah. And then 11 until Amarat and the Dying Gasp, and then that's the end.
Alright. Crap. Oh. Okay. There's no real pretty way of splitting this up.
Plus some of the quests will take you longer because you're exploring a whole new freaking continent, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, we could just try to get to the next one before Monday, but like after this first week, it's gonna be like there might be some longer gaps in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try to do the next 12 quests and get to Don Meg by 9 o'clock on Monday.
Alright.
And I might put in some time after I get done. I'm supposed to do another draft of that script this weekend, so I gotta make that a priority, so I gotta do that, and then my spare time I'll do the other stuff, and then if you guys want me coming down tomorrow, I gotta do that too, so.
Alright, I'll work to get to Don Meg today, and then we'll see about what we can do tomorrow. And then Monday
Okay.
we'll do it at, do you want to do it at 8:30, 9? 8:30?
8:30 is better.
Okay, so let's meet up at 8:30 on Monday to do Don Meg.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there.
Alright.
It sucks because the Don Meg gap between that and the next thing is pretty short, but then after that it's
that one was
pretty
short.
big ass.
Unfortunately, our schedules are not gonna work between Tuesday and Friday.
The only thing that we might be able to do is pound out after we do Don Meg, get to the dancing plague quickly, and then maybe spend Sunday. I could spend most of the next Sunday getting to the Katana Ravel, doing that huge chunk of quests.
Yeah, I'll just have to pick a day.
Yeah, Nude Clan is bi-weekly now, so...
Are you guys not recording tomorrow?
We are.
Or you guys are? Oh, okay. What time?
We'll do 2 episodes, 10.
10. What are the episodes about?
One is Last of Us 2 review, and the
Okay.
other's going to be a movie review.
What's the movie?
You'll just have to see.
So are you just banking episodes now?
Yeah, we've been doing, the plan has been to do 2 episodes every 2 weeks. Instead of recording weekly. That was one of the concessions we made for Cameron and Zach. So...
Do you want me on tomorrow?
Yeah, join.
Okay. They're recording at 1?
10.
10. 10 a.m.?
Yeah. Unless the guys...
Is that why you're half asleep
Yep.
during these episodes lately? That's stupid, Schweiss.
Oh, that's what the guys wanted. They wanted early. We can talk to them and maybe go later.
It's not for me. I mean, that's fine for me. I get up at 5:30. I don't think that's good for the show, but whatever. All right.
Well, yeah.
Let's try to see you at 10 tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. If not, we'll mention in the chat if we change that time. So,
Okay. Sounds good. I'll see you later. See you guys.
see ya. Alright, I'm gonna hop out of here and then do the mocap for the the voice shit. Try to catch up. But yeah, we'll meet up again Monday. Thanks, man. Alright. How quickly you have justified my faith in you. So many lives saved, and the sky itself heralds your success. A single victory in a larger struggle, perhaps, but a momentous one nonetheless. Welcome to Final Fantasy XI. That's not a good sign. It means this game is dying. Now as for how we proceed from here. I think I'll give her the German voice still, even though it's not her voice. The villagers were evacuated earlier have arrived safely in the Crystarium. They seem to be accepting their situation for the moment. Most folk are far too distracted by the sky to worry about wounds or lost homes. They whisper and wonder if the warrior of darkness has come near. 'Tis to be expected. Sir, I must ask a favor of you. Would you be so kind as to conceal your involvement in this endeavor for the time being? Seeing the light recede from Lakeland is a momentous occasion, and many will be swept up in a maelstrom of excitement and confusion. Should you come forth as the legendary warrior of darkness, I fear that, no matter how good your intentions, such an appearance would throw the city into disarray. I find myself in agreement with the Exarch, although my concerns are more focused on Uramore. It may be best if you maintain a low profile until we see how Valthree responds to all of this. My thanks. Though we cannot freely celebrate your success, pray allow your heart to be buoyed by the joy of our citizens, a joy you surely brought into being. I must ask the same discretion of you, Captain. 'Tis my intention to share with our people the tale of a great warrior who stood in defiance of the Sin Eaters. This unnamed champion defeated the Light Warden, and has since departed for parts unknown, yes? As you wish, my lord. Your penchant for mystery is nothing new, and I will encourage folk not to question this either. Also, I expect to be told the whole truth of it one day, about all of you. With that settled, I shall return to the Crystarium and make an address to the people. These explanations and adjustments will consume much of my time, so pray take the opportunity to rest and recover from your exploits, and to think, you'll not even need to shutter the windows to enjoy a dark and peaceful night's sleep. I must stay behind and coordinate the evacuation of the remaining survivors. And I hesitate to ask after all you've done here today, but could I ask you to pass on a message on the way to the pendants? Please let Bragi know that we are bringing in a number of injured, and that any restoratives in the markets need to be reserved for the infirmary. We should start making our own way back to the Crystarium. Slowly, mind you. It wouldn't do to arrive too soon after the Exarch. I'm staying behind as well. There's something I need to check on in Holminster. We already went through the village top to bottom, Alice. We should take all the chance to rest, you included. I knew one of those eaters, and I can't rest, not now. So please, I wish to be left alone for a while, and that means you as well, sir. I shall be cross if you try to follow me. I promise to find you later when I feel myself again. Just you and me then, shall we? Alright, to the Crystarium. Well, the Crystarium seems relatively ordered, wouldn't you say? The Exarch's speech must have been reassuring to hear. On the contrary, there is something jubilant in the air. I have a feeling this night won't be quite as peaceful as our hooded friend predicted. I think I shall take a brief stroll around town before retiring to my chambers. Once you've discharged your duty to Bragi, I suggest you do the same. Sleep well, sir. I hope untroubled dreams find you and LSA both. Alright, what can I do for you? Looking to buy a lantern like every other stumbling soul in the city? I see. Well, Captain Lina can rest assured that any potions I spot coming in will be set aside for the wounded. Hang on a moment, if you're carrying messages for the guard, does that mean... Oh, fuck. A stalwart lad like you might want to pay a visit to the Wandering Stairs. Make himself known. I'm sure Glenard can introduce you to some interesting opportunities. Sailor, more beer for the table for two, and a couple of pints of mead for table 3 while you're at it. Coming right up. Sorry, we're rushed off our feet today, sir. Can I get you anything? Drinks are on the house. Oh, that Bragi has a twisted sense of humor. Ha 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 ha. To think he'd send you to me at a time like this. The first real night in near 100 years has folk all riled up and then some. What's more, there was that Eda business at Holminster Switch. They say a Light Warden was destroyed without a damn trace, and it was the Warrior of Darkness who did the deed. I really must apologize for... Oh, shit, this girl. I really must apologize for Glenard. He's been almost as rowdy as our customers, and that's no small feat. A lot of our regulars are bounty hunters, you see. They mostly go after the Eaters, and the rumors of the Warrior of Light appearance was the spark to their kindling. You know how weak the Eaters are drawn to the strong ones, right? Aye, they swarm like angry bees around a queen. You need look no further than Holminster for proof of that. But attacks on that scale don't happen every day. Praise the blessed Shadow. No, the more common threats are the strays. No one knows why, but every now and again an Eater will leave a pack to prowl alone. Those are the ones you run into on the road if your luck is foul. They're a danger to everyone, so the settlement council puts bounties on their heads. And our bar here is a convenient place for hunters to gather and share information. Seems a few of them were inspired by the Warden slaying even more than most. These are the types who have their sights set on the absolute worst of the strays. A class of eaters that have been dubbed Cardinal Virtues. The virtues showed up out of nowhere about 3 summers ago, and when historians heard the descriptions given by survivors, well, apparently they share an appearance with the villains who caused the flood. And if that doesn't send a chill down your spine, they're also reported to be as tough as light ones. Not the kind of prey you can take down single-handed. Our virtue hunters had all but given up, but knowing the warrior of darkness is out there has lit a fire in their bellies. Just look at them. That Hume over there with the oversized sword is grandson. He's in it for revenge. Wants to recruit a comrade in arms as tenacious as he is. The Mistel lad is Lou Reek. Don't be fooled by those dewy cheeks. He's as hard a hunter as they come. He just lost a partner and seems to be on the lookout for a new one. That's Sarek. Word is he seeks an expert in magecraft to help fight the virtue he's after. Last we have Glot, dwarf and drunkard both. Wanted to join forces with a healer, and only a healer. Something about needing a mender's wisdom. I've seen my share of competent veterans, and you have that look about you. Maybe you should introduce yourself to one of our hunters. Who knows? Together you might even collect the bounty on a cardinal virtue. Now there's a grand idea. Imagine the prestige my bar would earn if we boasted the patronage of a successful virtue hunter. Ooh, we got some bonus dungeon here with Sarek. Let me guess, you're standing in front of Sarek, bounty hunter non-pareil, because you've a mind to aid me in felling the dread Phronosis. Do I have the right of it, or do I have the right of it? You have the right of it. Willing to throw caution to the wind and strike off to do battle with a nigh indomitable foe, eh? Why, I've got a feeling the two of us will get along just fine. Allow me to elaborate. Phronosis isn't just your run-of-the-mill stray senator. He's one of the nastiest the realm has seen, formed from the remains of one of those goddamn warriors of light. There are 4 of them, all told, crawled up from the bowels of the deepest hell after being buried for nigh on a century, if the tales are true. People have come to call them the cardinal virtues. Before he was transformed into a senator, Phronosis was none other than Archmagus Nilebert, whose baleful magics were feared the realm over. Though it's only been a few short years since he first showed up in Armor Ring, he's already preyed on far too many innocents with his foul sorcery. Not keen on seeing their trade routes disrupted, the local merchants have placed a healthy bounty on his head. Of course, I'd like nothing more than to fell the fiend single-handed and claim the entire bounty for myself. Unfortunately, circumstances have dictated that I recruit a companion. That's where you come in. Provided that you can prove to me you possess the rather specialized set of skills that I require, I promise I'll make it worth your while. Not a bad offer, wouldn't you say? If you fancy yourself up to the task, come find me in Armor Ring. I mean to set off for their shore. The Quadrivium. Welcome back, sir. I wonder if anyone can sleep at the city in such an uproar. Will you be retiring to your quarters? Very good. In light of the present situation, I have illumination prepared for all of our rooms. No need to rush to the markets for lanterns or candles. Have a pleasant rest, sir.
So it's your lot's turn to be the Warriors of Darkness, is it? It's funny how things work out.
Been watching, have you?
Well, I did warn you. I followed you to Yulmore and then on to Armarang. And I was there when you slew the Light Warden. Those white-haired twins who were with you. I remember them from our battle in the Source. Are they your friends then? Through thick and thin? Aye. Then I suggest you keep them close. It's when you charge ahead trying to save someone else that you end up losing those you love. Not that you need telling, I'll bet you've lost plenty. But I wonder, what will it cost you this time? I don't remember when it was that I learned regret wasn't worth the bother. You get numb to it all over the years. The lost comrades, the broken promises, the abandoned principles. Just more nagging burdens to ignore.
So this is what the light was hiding. He's here. I must go to him.
The Dark Tower. Meanwhile, inside an Imperial Magitech facility in the Source...
Intruders! Fan out and find them! Out of my way!
Stay your weapon. We are not your enemy. When the alarm sounded, I wondered what we had done to betray our presence. But I see now we are not the only intruders. Sir Estinian, I presume. The dragoon who plucked the Warrior of Light from the jaws of death. Your armor is most distinct.
Much as yours once was. But even without it, I see a former legator still has eyes and ears in unexpected places. Van Baelsar in the flesh. Though I understand you prefer Shadowhunter.
You are in contact with the Scions, I take it.
Through no choice of my own, they tracked me down and conscripted me to their cause.
I knew it! I fucking knew it! That guy, the guy who voices Gaius is Michael McElhatton, who voices Roose Bolton from Game of Thrones. I fucking knew I heard his voice from somewhere. I was like, is that Roose Bolton guy? It sure is. Hell yeah.
escape that Baldassian woman once she has caught the scent of your ether.
If they have resorted to using freelancers, I must assume their attempts to wake the afflicted have failed. And what of their champion?
Away on another business. Thus, it has fallen to me to root out any trace of the Empire's new weapon.
If it is Black Rose you seek, you are too late. My people have already completed your mission here. Yet this is but one factory among many. When they caught wind of our efforts, they built additional facilities to ensure production continues unabated.
It's awesome.
There will be no one left in the lands they conquer. No citizens to conscript. No skills to exploit. Nothing the Empire needs. And they will call it victory.
What exactly does this Black Rose do?
The gas is described as a poison, but its actual effect is more arcane in nature. It was created to disrupt the ether in living beings, to bring the flow of their life energies to a standstill. Inhaling even the tiniest amount will cause all bodily functions to cease, much as a potent venom will stop a man's heart. Released over a city, Black Rose could conceivably kill every inhabitant, and all without damaging a single structure.
Search every corner! Rouse the barracks if you have to! I want this facility secured!
I have more questions, but now is not the time.
Sir Estinian, I have an offer for you, but I will make it only once. Since it would seem we seek the same answers, you are welcome to join us.
From what I hear, you need all the help you can get. In case you don't know, Varys himself confessed that your empire was a creation of the Ascians.
I am aware of what his Radiance said at the parley. Thus I would return to the capital, that I might behold the truth of this corruption with my own eyes. My path leads to Garlemald.
Yeah, give me that achievement. Begging your pardon, sir, but do you perchance intend to head outside? If so, I would strongly advise you not to stray too far from the Crystarium. Word has it Yulmore has dispatched its military to the Lakeland. Given the timing, one can only assume they do not welcome the return of night. Even now, the Exarch is in the Ocular, deliberating a response. Alright, gotta get to the next dungeon before I finish up today. Yeah. It's only 8 away. It's not that bad.
You have come at a good time. As you may have heard, we have something of a quandary on our hands. Laxon Loft here in Lakeland. Yulmore has sent one of its airships. They have questions for us concerning the death of the Light Warden. Their emissary makes his way here even as we speak.
I suppose the sky does rather give the game away.
Indeed. 'Twas inevitable they would come knocking. The only question was how soon.
My lord, I am come with the Yulmoran emissary. May I show him in?
A moment, Captain, if you would. Everyone, gather round. I do not wish to show our hand prematurely. Forgive me this liberty. Vanish. Enter. Well, well. The commander of the Yulmoran army himself. To what do I owe the honor, General Ranjit?
The Light Warden is dead, Exarch. Were your people responsible?
You are clearly in some haste, my lord. But before I address your question, you must allow me one of my own. What is Yulmore's interest in this?
His benevolence, Lord Vorthri, is gravely concerned that the actions of an ignorant few may jeopardize relations between man and Sin-Eater. Should it transpire that the Crystarium is guilty of abetting the villains responsible for this outrage, my lord has decreed that it suffer the same retribution.
I see. Since you have been so candid, I too shall speak my mind. Regardless of who is responsible, the Crystarium rejoices in the Light Warden's death and welcomes the return of the night sky. If Yulmore considers this tantamount to aiding those you term villains, then by all means, carry out your retribution. Know, however, that even should every innocent soul in the Crystarium perish, nothing can stop that which has been set in motion.
Folly. The death of one or 1,000,000 Sin-Eaters changes nothing. The world is dead, and writhe as we might, like maggots in its rotting course, it will not be reborn. Only by my master's grace may we live out our days in peace. But I waste my breath. You have made your stance clear. I shall relay your words to Lord Vorthri. In the meantime, you would do well to counsel any here who have done more than merely rejoice in recent events, to throw themselves upon Yulmore's mercy. Promptly. One last matter. We We are searching for a young artist and his assistant. Know you of whom I speak?
An artist and his assistant, no. I cannot say I do.
What a pity. Should they reveal themselves to you, I bid you hand them over at once. My master is most eager to see them again.
Well, this guy's a freak. He knows everything.
Am I imagining things, or did he just stare straight at us?
I fear he did. The General is not a man to be trifled with. He is a warrior of fearsome repute who has led Yulmor's army since before Vorthri's time, when the nation still spearheaded the fight against the Sin-Eaters. One does not command the world's mightiest army, and for so long, without possessing exceptional instincts.
If Yulmor chose to send such an individual, we must assume this talk of retribution is more than an idle threat. While we are grateful for your support, my lord, we cannot in good conscience put your people in harm's way.
It is noble of you to say, Master Alphino, but my people have been in harm's way since long before you arrived. Yulmor has ever yearned to rule over what remains of the world. Even should we surrender the Warrior of Darkness to them, they would find some other pretext upon which to invade. The people of the Crystarium know this only too well, which is why, when the time comes, I am certain they will fight to the last man. If truth be told, I would not have been surprised had Ranjit declared war here and now.
He may have reason to delay. According to reports, the Yulmoran forces at Laxan Loft were observed taking a prisoner. A young woman believed to be none other than the Oracle of Light, Minfilia. It may be that General Ranjit wishes to convey her to Yulmor before commencing hostilities. Having mentored generations of Minfilias, it would not surprise me if he had made her capture his chief concern.
Minfilia is a position suddenly.
Of course. How remiss of me. I had intended to speak to you of Minfilia. There is, however, much to say, and precious little time in which to say it. I think it best that you seek out Maren at the Cabinet of Curiosity. Alphino, Alize, would you care to accompany your friend? You doubtless have insights of your own to offer on the matter.
All right. Though I'm still not sure I understand it all myself.
In the meantime, I will set about making provisions for war.
damn it, I keep doing that. Sorry, I'm like kind of looking at the screen. I'm looking at something else though. So I'm just fucking around basically. Back in 1 sec, guys. Yes, if you're after books pertaining to the Warrior of Darkness, I'm afraid most are out on loan at present. They are experiencing quite a surge in popularity. Oh, you wish to learn about the Oracle of Light? Then it would be my pleasure to assist. After I have finished off some few outstanding tasks, that is. While I attend to them, perhaps you could fetch me a book. The Illustrated Tale of the Oracle of Light, it's called. Though it's intended for younger readers, it provides an excellent summary of the subject matter, and the artwork is quite lovely besides. I would not hesitate to recommend it to anyone with an interest in learning about Minfilia. But you must see for yourself. The book should be located on the level below. Should, I say, for a while there is a place for everything here. Not everything is always in its place, despite my best efforts. In short, if the book is not where it should be, it will almost certainly be somewhere it shouldn't. So, good luck. Have you found the book? Why is there all this music in this library? Yes, this is the one I hope. This is the one. I hope it wasn't too difficult to track down. I'm happy to say I finished all my pressing tasks. If you want to call your friends over, we can begin learning at once. Without further ado, then. It began 100 years ago when the flood of the light threatened to swallow Norvrot. Just as all seemed lost, a savior appeared who halted the all-consuming radiance, a maiden with hair of spun gold and eyes of clearest sapphire. Naught was known about her save that her name was Minfilia, and for delivering the realm she came to be revered as the Oracle of Light. After stopping the flood, the mysterious maiden vanished without a trace. But 15 years later, her name would unexpectedly reappear in the annals of history. When Sin Eaters laid ruin to the kingdom of Vobert, a young girl was discovered who was immune to the creature's blighted touch. One with hair of spun gold and eyes of the clearest sapphire, she was hailed as the Oracle Reborn and came to likewise be called Minfilia. Enlisted in the Ulmorian army, this Minfilia fought and vanquished countless Sin Eaters. Alas, like so many other soldiers, she eventually met her end in battle. Yet with her dying breath, she whispered unto her grieving comrades, Minfilia will return. And true to her words, some years later, another young girl was discovered who possessed the selfsame eyes, that selfsame hair, and those selfsame powers. She, too, took the name Minfilia. She, too, fought Sin Eaters as a soldier of Ulmor, and she, too, fell in battle. Many more were to follow in her footsteps, and so the cycle continues to this day. And that concludes the tale. By their valor and sacrifice, these women have saved Norvrot on numerous occasions, and were it not for them, we might never have learned of the Light Wardens and their nature. They sound like formidable warriors. Some, perhaps. The truth is rather less simple. Though the Oracle is reborn with certain common traits, she does not inherit the memories or the knowledge of her previous incarnations. All of the Minfilias thus far were discovered as ordinary girls, unversed in the ways of war and ignorant of the power they harbored. While some embraced their fate and devoted themselves to training, others did not, but all were made to face the Sin Eaters, and all died to keep our hopes alive. What can you tell us of the current Minfilia? She was found by the Yulmorian army some 10 years ago and taken into their care. Or rather, their custody. She was a prisoner in all but name, but by that time, under Lord Vothri's rule, Yulmor had already abandoned resistance in favor of decadence. Minfilia was an uncomfortable reminder of the war they no longer wished to fight, a potential threat to the peace, and so they kept her under lock and key. For a long while, we heard nothing more of her. We couldn't even be certain she was alive, save that it was in the Yulmorians' best interest for her to remain under their control. But then, 3 years ago, a gallant soul stole into the city and rescued her from their clutches, just like a hero from the tales. Indeed, well, I believe we now have a good grasp of Minfilia's tale. Thank you for your time, Morwen. Might I trouble you for a word, sir, outside? As you will have already surmised, the gallant soul who rescued Minfilia was none other than our own dear Thancred. They have since been wandering the land together, never remaining in one place for long, which is why we have not yet had a chance to meet them. We know that Minfilia journeyed here as Hydaelyn's emissary to halt the flood of light. It could only be her that the people of the First witnessed 100 years ago, the original Oracle of Light. But while there's plainly some connection between the woman we knew and her namesakes, the fact that these girls do not share her memories must surely mean they are not the same person. Thancred has to understand that. I have no doubt that he understands. The question is how he feels. Regardless, the Thancred we know would not forsake his charge. She has been captured, we may be certain. He will not stand idly by. There you go again, talking in your roundabout way. If you think we should rescue Minfilia, just spit it out. It just so happens I agree with you. It's quite clear that this Minfilia possesses Hydaelyn's blessing. And it wouldn't hurt to have a second such individual on our side, right, sir? One has generally been enough. So you've made up your minds. Exarch, what brings you here? A report and a proposal. First, the report. Our scouts have confirmed that the Yulmorian forces at Laxen Loft do indeed have Minfilia in their custody. For the present, they are holding her there, but we can be certain they will move her to Yulmor ere long. Should that happen, we may be forced to give her up as lost. So if we mean to act, we should do so quickly. Which brings me to my proposal. I ask that you entrust this undertaking to us, the people of the Crystarium. Here's some gold.
You are doubtless eager to attempt Minfilia's rescue, and with your combined strength you may well succeed. But as I said earlier, I do not wish to show our hand unless absolutely necessary. It was not merely the night sky that you restored to us, but hope. Hope for the future of Norvrand. Unlike you, we cannot contend with the Light Wardens, but so long as hope burns in our hearts, we will fight on regardless. This I will prove to you. My friends, I thank you for gathering at such short notice. As many of you are aware, I received an emissary from Yulmore a short while ago in the form of General Ranjit. To my dismay, the General condemned the slaying of the Light Warden, and warned me in no uncertain terms that, should the Crystarium cast its lot with the Warrior of Darkness, there would be war. Let none be mistaken. We would be hard-pressed indeed to resist the might of Yulmore. Some would even call it suicide. And yet my heart cries out to fight. Better that than relinquish the hope that swelled in my breast when I beheld the night sky for the first time in 100 years. Or so says my heart. My mind, meanwhile, reminds me that to follow my heart would be to risk everything we have accomplished thus far. Clearly, this is not a decision to be made lightly, nor less alone. And so I put the question to you all. What should we do?
My lord, you already know our minds. It brought tears to our eyes to witness the knight's return. The whole of Norvrand deserves the same, and not just because some children's story tells us so.
Yulmore's influence is far-reaching. Should war break out, trade would be subject to restrictions. The flow of goods will dry up, and we will struggle to make do with what little trickles through. But make do, we will.
Why? We can weather such hardships. Is that not the very thing the Crystarium was built for? We have always taken pride in our ability to sustain ourselves. Not just to endure, but to thrive.
When all falls down around you, rise up. Those were your words. There may come a day when all hope seems lost, but even should the rest of the world give in to despair, we shall not. We shall fight on, that our children and our children's children might know a better tomorrow.
Rousing words apart, I never much cared for those Yulmoran bastards anyway. No better than common swindlers, most of them. Wouldn't know a fair deal if it came up and kissed them on the arse.
Trust you to spoil the moment.
It appears we have a consensus. Let it be known that the Yulmoran host at Laxon Loft has taken the Oracle of Light captive. They fear the power she holds over the Sin Eaters, and doubtless intend to imprison her once more. So, I move that we rescue the Oracle, grant her a place among us, and let that be our answer to Yulmore's ultimatum.
Hear, hear!
Hear, hear!
In planning a strategy for the rescue, I open the floor to you all.
And there you have it. If Yulmore wishes to denounce us as villains, then we shall embrace our villainy. Will you do so as well?
We will not be outdone. Consider us your partners in crime.
My lord, our proposal is as follows. We begin by deploying Amaro to occupy the skies over Lakeland. They should serve to delay the airship's departure. At the same time, we scatter dream powder from the air. Not all will succumb to its effects, but it should thin the enemy's numbers, affording us an opening to swoop in and liberate the Oracle.
Very good. See to your preparations.
And what exciting crimes would you have us commit? Speaking for my fellow villains, I'd say we're capable of most things, though we draw the line at indolence.
If excitement is your desire, then I bid you join the guard. Captain Lena will give you your orders.
So, will you be joining the guard? But however highly the Exarch thinks of you, you will receive no special treatment from me, is that clear? Where's your salute, soldier? Better, more spirited than the Exarch's feeble attempts, certainly. Now first things first is you will need uniforms. Go to the crystalline mine and report to Cutlass. She will see you measured and fitted. Ah, and there's the last of them. Your friends are being measured as we speak. Right this way. We'll see that you look your dashing best for your first outing. Done. Are you? Let's have a look at those numbers. I see. How goes it? Sorry, Captain, I'm afraid we don't have anything on hand that's a ready fit. But we do have a few that are fairly close. We should be able to make them work with some minor adjustments. Very well then, see to it and have the uniforms delivered directly to the field. I shall take this opportunity to brief you on the mission. As mentioned earlier, we will deploy Amaro to scatter dream powder from the air. Once the powder takes effect, an elite unit will storm the fortress to rescue the Oracle. Her safe liberation is our sole objective. Engagement is to be avoided wherever possible. I assume that we're to be part of that unit? Correct. The unit will be divided into two contingents. One deploying from Fort Job and the other from Ostal Imperative. You and Alphanon will join the former. Sir, meanwhile, will join the latter with me. Before you proceed in your positions, you are to report to Kishmael at Shadowbringers. She will issue you with a serum to ward off the effects of dream powder. We shall be on our way then. Take care, my friend, and we will see you in the field. It's quite far to the imperative, so you may make use of Amaro from the rookery after you have collected the serum, of course. Yes, sweetie, is there something you need? Oh, one of the guard come for your dram, are you? Here you go, a dose of this will keep you firmly in the waking world while your enemies are off in dreamland. Now, if this is your first time, I should warn you, it's bitter as sin. Prince's Kiss, they call it, but if you ask me, it should be called Crone's Kiss. Just aside, the stuff really is foul. Most people gag like there's no tomorrow, but if you don't drain every last drop, you're liable to end up taking a trip to Dreamland yourself. So I must ask you to drink it here and now while I watch. Come on, give the old crone a kiss. Well done, sweetie. I'm proud of you. Why, if I didn't know any better, I'd even say you enjoyed it. And now you needn't fear falling asleep on the battlefield. Just have a care you don't lose any limbs out there, alright? They don't tend to grow back. Yes, what you require of me. An Amaro to take you to the Imperative, eh? As much as I would like to oblige, all of our mounts are reserved for the coming operation. I fear you will have to go by foot. But wait, there might be another way, assuming you're willing to lend a hand. I was about to deliver an Amaro to Radska's Round, one of the locations whence the beasts will fly for the operation. The tower lies along the route to the Imperative. If near enough is good enough for you, you may make the delivery in my stead. Very good. I shall ready the Amaro for departure at once. Radiska's Round is to the north and west. You can take the road or you can fly. It's up to you. Upon arriving, make yourself known to the sentry, and she will give you further instructions. If you should become separated from the Amaro, worry not. The beasts are trained to return to the rookery. That is all. Go well. Oh? You're delivering that Amaro to us? I'm afraid there's been a change of plans. We already have all the beasts we require here. Instead, this one is to go to the Imperative to the west. Please see it to the handler on duty, Celi Vathru. If you encounter trouble along the path, return here and I'll set you recognize. Ah, the last Amaro. Thanks, my friend. You may leave the beast with me. Say, I don't believe I know you. Did you join the guard recently? Ha, so that's the way of it. Well, you managed to arrive, and that's all that matters in the end. I bid you welcome the Hostile Imperative, one of our 4 key strongholds in Lakeland. The first thing you'll want to do is report to the captain. You'll find her at the lookout across the way. So it seems that rather than the Amaro delivering you, you delivered the Amaro. I'll not thank you. I expect all my soldiers to make themselves useful. Speaking of which, I have a task for you. Ooh, they level up, yeah! In readiness for the operation, the Amaro will need to be treated with the same serum as us. As you well know, however, it is not pleasant. In order to coax them into taking it, we have sprinkled it on their fodder. All that remains is to feed it to them, a task I am sure you will enjoy. Fetch the fodder from the Amaro lounge and see to 4 of the beasts. Dismissed! The setting my knees to my shoulders. Oops. Starting to doze off, man. I don't ever get enough sleep. Ever. Great. Quack. Quick. Oh, fuck. Not fucking watching. The Amaro are fed. Good. The rest have already been dosed, so we need not fear any of our mounts succumbing to the dream powder. All units have now entered the final stages of their preparations. The time is nigh. Make ready and await deployment atop the main watchtower. I will send your uniform as soon as it arrives. That is all. May night smile upon us. To the top. Side quest. The operation is about to commence. Stand ready. Well, alright. Got a little fight here.
Keep moving.
Yeah. We shall see.
What now?
The Crystarium at a guess. Desperate fools. It'll take more than a handful of overgrown lizards to ground us.
Captain, the powder has taken effect.
It is time. Let us free the Oracle from their clutches.
What's up, Greasy?
Let's give them a show.
Oh yeah, that one was pretty funny. The next review, we're gonna be doing Last of Us Part 2 tomorrow. The next game I'm going to be playing for review for Nude Clan is going to be Ghost of Tsushima. Streamed about the first 4 hours of it the other day. Yeah, if you haven't played it, you definitely better, because we're going to be spoiling the shit out of it. Not right now, no. No old school stuff on the ballot, the docket, whatever you want to call it. Thank you. Are you from the Crystarium? Correct. We've come to rescue you. Your weapons made to the same specification as Thancred's. Be ready to use. Oh, be ready to use them. Understood. Please lead the way. Let's rejoin the others and quit this place. Yeah. I mean, I could go for something shorter. I mean, I've got this game. Last of Us 2 was like 27 hours or something like that, so I've been kind of doing long ones for the last little bit. Brazen thieves. You will regret coming here. Bring it on, old man. This guy's a freak. Oh no. Don't touch me! Yeah, I saw him talking about that. Oh shit! Yeah, the music is pretty sweet here. It's like spooky Halloween time. Man, this guy fucking dunked. This guy's a badass with this little pet dragon. Truly the Grandmaster.
You boy, you bear a striking resemblance to the artist my master seeks. By all means, keep your counsel. You will all have ample time to confess your crimes back in Yulmore.
Oh yeah.
Thancred?
So, you are the wretch who stole her from us.
And what if I am?
What?
Pathetic. Vermin such as you are not worthy of the Oracle.
Break!
Fool! You would see your city razed.
I would sooner see it razed than conquered. Suffice it to say, we are ready to receive you.
What now, Exarch? Will you face me yourself?
I think not, General. I've quite exhausted my tricks.
Oh, nice.
If you mean to give chase, I will not stand in your way. But you would do well to tread warily, for your quarry goes to a place where even Yulmor dare not bear its steel. Ilmeg, the fairy kingdom.
To think that mountain of indolence still had the energy to unleash his hounds. Even the most pointless of conflicts may alter a world's course. And now the plan has gone awry. But how? How did the so-called Crystal Exarch bring the hero of the
Alright, man, catch you later.
As if I didn't have enough on my hands already. Then again, with a soul such as that, mayhap there is another way. One which does not require bloodshed.
Not so long ago, here in the shadow of the northern ranges, lay the great kingdom of Verbert. A nation with a proud history that the Sin Eaters cut short, just like all the rest. Since that time, these lands have become a haven for Fey folk. Dreamers frolicking amidst the ruins of a forgotten realm.
We should be safe enough here. It's good to see you again, my friends. I don't know about you, but it feels like years since last we met. 5 of them in my case.
Why, it only feels like 1 to me. What brought you to Laxon Loft?
The girl, Minfilia, she and I were traveling together, hunting sin eaters. But as we were nearing Lakeland, she abruptly ran off on her own. I found her too late to stop the Ulmorans from taking her prisoner. And as I was considering rescue options, I observed that the Crystarium was on the move. So I consulted the Exarch, who apprised me of the details of the operation and issued me certain instructions. Should the situation take a turn for the worse, I was to see you all safely to Ilmeg. And here we are.
Urianger has called this place home for a while now, yet we have never called upon him, I am ashamed to say. 'Twas only at the Crystarium that we met.
Hardly surprising. This is not the sort of place one visits on a whim. Happily, having trespassed on Urianger's hospitality for a spell, Minfilia and I have an idea of how things work around here. Sooner or later, the Ulmorans will come after us. But before they do, the Exarch bids us accomplish 2 things. First, rendezvous with Urianger. And second, eliminate the Light Warden of this land.
So, Minfilia. What made you leave Thancred behind, if you don't mind me asking?
You. The hero from another world. I was asleep when I felt it. A presence. Someone I was meant to meet. They were close and I knew I had to go to them. But with all the commotion in Lakeland, I was afraid that Thancred wouldn't let me.
And would I have been wrong? Had I arrived a moment later, you would be back in your cell in Yulmore. And now we have Ranjit snapping at our heels. You really have outdone yourself this time.
I'm sorry. Thank you for saving me.
Oh, poor thing being scolded so.
Who said that? Show yourselves.
Come now, put away that frown and have some fun with us. Yes, let's have some fun. Lots and lots of fun.
Which way was it to Urianger's?
We've been there so many times, but I can't. Why can't I remember?
Damn it all. We're already caught in their spell.
Ilmeg is the fairy kingdom, and as one might expect, it's home to the Fae folk. The most prominent among them are the pixies, who have a penchant for making mischief. They use powerful illusions to play tricks on all who venture into their domain. By way of an example, they can make a familiar path seem wholly unfamiliar, or lead you to believe you're somewhere you're not. And we are now, I am sorry to say, entirely at their mercy. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna get on again on Monday. Monday afternoon, catch up, let's see, 7 quests to get to Don Meg, the next dungeon, then knock that out, and then we'll move on from there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out for this stream of Final Fantasy XIV's Shadowbringers expansion. Thank you so much, and until next time, guys, as always, enjoy. Jesus, enjoy the grind.